Hey everybody, I just wanted to do a quick update on where I am at on my Virago. Right now I'm just doing a soft wire. I'm taping connections together, just doing a mock wiring before I cut everything to length, solder it. So I have all my handlebars going into my M button, and I tested all my connections with my multimeter, right? I just put it on the speaker setting. I would try to find the connections, basically. Revival cycles in their kit had this really nice grounding connection. I learned a lot about grounding. When I think about grounding, I think about the traditional house, like 3-prong AC jack, right? You got your positive and your negative, and then your ground, the third prong, which actually literally is a pole that goes straight into the earth, into the ground of the earth. You know, with a battery, you're doing a circuit, right? A closed circuit, positive into the negative. When they talk about grounding on a vehicle, what they really, really mean is negative. You know, you got positive and then you got negative. So when they talk about grounding, they mean negative. If you connect the negative into the frame of the vehicle, this frame is metal and it acts as a giant cable, basically, giant gauge cable. So all of your instruments that need to go into the negative terminal of the battery, you could basically tap into the frame of the vehicle itself, and it works as a major grounding point, or your negative point. So that was something I learned. I didn't know that. Now that I figured that out, I was trying to power up the M unit. I know it's not all plugged in, but I was just trying to power it up and just see how some of this is working. And I was having issues last night. It wasn't really powering up. And so I took my multimeter out again, and I was checking some of the connections, and it turns out that the ground cable that was provided with the M unit itself just wasn't thick enough gauge. It just wasn't getting the grounding it needed. I feel like that's a way you could blow out this device, and it's like a $300-something device. So the cables that come with it didn't seem to do the job, which is a little discerning. So with that said, I replaced the grounding cable and I checked it with the multimeter, and that was looking great, but it still wasn't powering up. So I checked my battery, and this is a brand new battery. It's been sitting for a few weeks, but it turns out it wasn't pumping out 12 volts. It was something like 10.5. So I needed to give it a quick charge. Who knows how old this thing is, but this is a battery charger right here, right? You can do 6 or 12 volts and 4 amps or 4 amps. And after about a minute, I could hear my battery just bubbling up, boiling. So I got a little paranoid, jumped online, and it turns out they don't really suggest charging these things over 2 amps, and this was doing 4. So I took it off the charge after about 3 or 4 minutes. I did check the battery after that, and it was fully charged again. It was over 12 volts. So just 3 or 4 minutes on there, and it was charged. But I'm probably not going to use that charger again. I don't know if anybody on here has any feedback for that. I would love to hear your thoughts. If I don't have to get a new charger, I don't want to, but I do not want to blow up batteries. So that's kind of some of the lessons I've learned. I'm going to continue wiring this up and testing the M unit, and when I do, I'll try to share some of that. And yeah, we're just going to keep going. If you like my channel, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.